Alright, what is up guys? Losermaniac here, and today I want to talk about something that I feel like is minor, but I feel like needs to be said. So I currently work at a thrift store. I'm not going to say what company for the purpose of, if I say any opinions, it is not going to be reflected upon that company. So if I somehow end up saying something negative about this place, it is not reflective of that one place. Is just my personal opinion, and it should not be spread out to other people, nor should it affect the way that you shop. Now, even though I'm not big enough to have that kind of influence, I am gonna take the necessary precautions, just in case some people come across this and they happen to like this video. They go, I'm gonna shit on this place because he is very unhappy. Now, I know the title, I don't know what to call this title, but it'll just be like, there was some stuff I do want to talk about because I did work 2 positions at this place. I am currently on my 2nd position of this place. So my opinions of this place can kind of vary from person to person. Some of this may be ranting, and some of this may be like what to do when it comes to donating stuff, in hopes that next time you make the people working there's lives just a little bit easier. As well, because at the end of the day, we are all people. You may not think like, well, it's their job to handle my donations, which is true, but not every donation is, 1, accepted, and 2, really necessary to donate. There are some stuff at the place I work that we do not take. For example, we do not take any baby stuff. So anything that a baby can sit on, such as a booster seat or cradle, whatever the case may be, we do not accept that stuff. But we do take toys or like toy strollers. So if it's something a baby can play with, we do take those. Now, first, I did work in the donation area, excuse me. That is basically where you donate something. Let me fix this up a bit. Basically, the place I worked, my first position was at the place that I was one of those people that you see whenever you donate some stuff. Now, not all thrift stores are the same. Some people handle donations differently. But I am going to speak on terms of, just in case all thrift stores are like this. First things first, please put clothing in garbage bags. If you are donating clothes, for the love of fuck, put them in garbage bags, and do not put miscellaneous stuff in those bags. Alright? Garbage bags should only contain clothing. Clothing and shoes. That is it. Don't put your grandma's jewelry box in the same bag as you put your bra, panties, and your kids' shoes. While we do accept it, it is going to be a bit tricky to sort out between the clothes. Because where I work, they have a rule of like, if it's 60% clothing, or we call them softs, but I'll call them clothing as best as I can. If it's 60% clothing or soft, then we take it. We put it in with the soft. But to make it easier, do not put your miscellaneous shit in the same bag as clothing. It is dumb as hell, and no one should be doing that. Where do you put your miscellaneous stuff, such as your grandmother's jewelry box that you do not want anymore? You put it in a box. You put the jewelry box in a box. Or if it's just its own thing, you can donate it by itself. However, we advise that you put it in a box with a bunch of other stuff. Now, speaking of, we have something called missiles, which is just miscellaneous stuff. It is not an actual missile. Missiles, like I said, are miscellaneous. They belong in a box. An Amazon box, just whatever box. And, for God's sakes, make sure it can close easily. What I mean by close easily is that if you are able to put duct tape over it easily. We do not want However, we do not want your box to be full or covered with duct tape because we need to make sure that there are clothing in there. But if you are putting your miscellaneous stuff in a box, make sure that it can close easily and it is flat whenever you close it. Basically, treat your miscellaneous boxes as if you are gift wrapping a present. Alright, you want to make sure that it is a fucking square whenever you close it, or a rectangle, depending on the shape of the box. Because it will make the job a lot easier. And also, if we can manage, we will move your miscellaneous stuff into separate boxes. As long as it gets donated, that is fine. Now, this place I work at is very simple. It's very simple to understand. If you do have loose clothing, we do put it in a garbage can that does have the garbage bags in it. So you don't really have to worry about loose clothing. I assume it's the same way for all these other places. But who knows? I'm not them. I'm not Goodwill or whatever. Or am I? We'll never know. And yeah. And also, just another thing to consider, I'm now in production areas. So that means I get to see all the clothes you donate. Please make sure before you donate them that you clean them. I have seen some very rough pants that had stains on them, and I am led to assume that it was some teenage boy's pants I assume it's some teenage boy's pants who's going through puberty and has nothing to come on. So it just gets all, it was crusty and sticky, and I saw some like white stains on it. I could only imagine what those pants were. So for the love of God, before you donate your clothes, make sure that you freaking wash them. I have seen too many dirty, stained underwear. No one needs to see those. Clean up your shit. Literally. I mean, granted, there was no like shit stains. Well, we haven't had like shit show up, thankfully. But for the love of God, please clean your clothing. Also, just for the sake, if it is a family or a very personal or specific sort of clothing or shirt, such as cancer awareness for a family of yours, I won't say political stuff because we've had political stuff show up, and to be honest, if I say no political stuff, that'll just be my own personal thing. But for reasons, or if it's sort of like a family thing or a personal thing, that like seems like out of place for someone like me to wear, such as Dylan's t-shirt, and my name isn't Dylan. Or if it's like Dylan Watson's shirt and your name is not Dylan Watson, do not donate that stuff, because no one would want to take a shirt that says Dylan Watson if their last name isn't Dylan, or if not only their name isn't Dylan, but their last name isn't Watson, or if they don't even know a dude named Dylan or someone with the last name Watson, there's really no need to have that. So keep your personal stuff out. Any sort of personal decoration, t-shirts, do not donate. We do. Personally, I just feel weird donating a shirt that says, I think I had one, it was a cancer awareness shirt for some kid named Bryson, and personally, I just felt weird hanging it up because that's a personal thing and I don't want to deal with, and I don't feel comfortable with some like 80-year-old man wearing a shirt that's like Bryson's cancer awareness shirt. If they don't know a Bryson no one has had cancer. Like, that's the thing. If this isn't me being mean, it's just me feeling weird about it. Also, certain places don't allow for stains or holes, so please do not donate shirts that have holes in them unless they're intentional, such as I know Old Navy sells some pants that have intentional holes in them. Something like that is fine. Just do be mindful of what you donate, because and this isn't me being like the spokesperson for this place because I was doing training, and I saw that the places that some of the stuff that doesn't get donated or whatnot gets sent to like other places that are in desperate need of other clothing. And this isn't like me like advocating for those because I hate people. But it's just I feel like it needs to be said for some of the people who are trying to be nice, it's just courteous of others. Um, and yeah, but for the if there's one thing this job has taught me is that people donate the weirdest clothing ever. Um, I again, it's for the most part, it's pretty standard, like just regular t-shirt. It's definitely a lot of dress shirts, button up dress shirts that you would go at like a business casual place, where like you're not wearing a suit and tie, but you're wearing like shirts with like collared long sleeve shirts. That's all it is. It's either jackets or long sleeve collared shirts. That's all it is. Or I guess are those plaid shirts? Yeah, or those would be plaid shirts, right? I don't know. But especially during around like the summertime's coming up, or I guess the um hotter days are coming up. Um there are some stuff that we are no longer accepting, like jackets and snow clothes and whatnot. So we're accepting like and a lot of underwear. Also, you see a lot more underwear than you realize. Like, I'm pretty sure I've hung up more underwear than you would understand. Some places do take underwear, some people don't. Um, so yeah, just make sure that when it comes to clothing, make sure that those are washed, um, cleaned, and yeah. You know another thing that I've noticed that I have seen a lot of, it's tags on shirts or tags on clothing made to look like they just wore it once, it didn't fit, and then they donate it. Like you see those a lot more than you realize. The thing is though is that there I question as to how these people ended up in the state where they are donating clothes with tags on them. I don't know if they just like bought it and was like, "Oh, this fits," or because they think that they're a 2XL, but in fact they are a, or they buy like an XL shirt thinking that they're XL, but it turns out they are a 2XL, so it is a bit tight. Or someone buys a 2XL thinking they're a 2XL, but then they're like an L, so it's way too loose, so they donate it. Whatever the case may be, if you do realize some of these stores have fitting rooms, right? You can test them on before you buy them. So there's really no need to go and donate clothing that are too big or too short that you would have to keep the tags on, because either that or they fit but they don't like it, and so they just threw out the receipt. Like, you shouldn't really be donating clothes with tags on them, even though they would sell pretty well because it looks like it's brand new, no one has touched it. But for the courtesy of others, like me, who think it's freaking weird as to why you would just donate a fucking shirt with tags on them that make it look like you just... It makes it look like you went to Old Navy, bought a shirt, and then just donated it. Like, that's all it seems like. And some people may have actually done that. Maybe they just bought like an entire like garbage bag worth of clothes just to donate them, because the place I work at, they have like coupons. Like, if you donate them, you can get a coupon. So people are just donating for that coupon, even though they're like, I can kind of live without this. But it's just, working at a thrift store is pretty weird. Also, another thing that sucks about working at this place is the fact that I'm allergic to cats, and I get cat hair. I deal with like a lot of pet hair, and I never know if it's a cat or a dog, so I can just be like, oh, like I have had an almost 3-minute sneeze attack before, although maybe less, maybe less minutes because I'm terrible at guessing time. But it felt like a 3 minute sneeze fest because of the fact that I did not take an antihistamine, um, or I guess an allergy pill, and I wasn't wearing a mask because I don't need to wear a mask anymore because in fact I'm vaccinated. um, and it was just a lot of cat hair, so I sneezed like I was sneezing a lung, like I was sneezing a lung out. It was bad. Um, yeah. Now this is where the complaints roll in because I'm done talking about like advice for donating, but instead I'm talking about what it's like to work at a place like this, coming from a guy who's very pessimistic and very lazy. So my experience working at a position like this could be different for everyone if you've worked in positions like these. But here's like my experience because I'm fat, lazy, and and I get aggravated easily. So, like I mentioned before, my first position was at one of those places was around the area where you would donate. I was one of those people that you would see if you would donate, and I'd be like, "Hello, here's a little here's like a little card for you if you want it." In some cases we've had there are certain rules like there are we can only allow 2 cars at a time to donate. So if you are the third car and up, you cannot donate. You have to wait for the 2 to finish, and then you can just either pull to the front or you can just drive up, depending on how it is. And for the most part, it was fun given the 2 weeks I was working there at that position, or 2.5 weeks. I've been working at this place for about a month now. So I've had 2 weeks in the front and 2 weeks in the back so far. I'm currently working in the back. I'll get to my thoughts about the back later because it fucking sucks. Now, the thing that you need to understand about about this sort of position is at this location, it is very like family forward, meaning that you are like a family to these people. We look out for each other. You look at us. If you look at one of us wrong, then the other workers will have my back. There was one time I didn't move for a stranger, and my coworker starts cussing him out like, "Don't you look at him like that?" Like he was giving me like apparently he was giving me like a very sour look, like, "Fucking excuse you," like that sort of thing. Even though he didn't say it to me, and my coworker was very like protective of me, and he was like, "Don't you fucking look at him like that," acting all rude and shit. It was very nice. And yeah, even to this day, I every time I walk in to the store, they say like, "Hey, Trevor," and I'm like, "What's up, guys?" So they're very nice. And I remember hearing whenever I moved my position, whenever my position was switched, a lot of people, I would be like walking back and forth from like break room to my position, and I'd see some of the people from the donation center. And they'd be like, "Oh," like the first like 2 days, people were like, "Oh, you're over here now? That sucks." So it's very nice to have people to work with. And I realized with that position, I'm more of a team player myself, because if there's like something I can't handle, that I know I can't handle, I'll leave them to the other teammates, which probably isn't a good thing to do. But personally for me, I just think it makes sense. You know, you don't want to like handle something that you're not comfortable with. And that is something I did. There was something I wasn't comfortable with. I just let my other teammates take care of it. Or if I didn't know where something was, I could like ask them. But yeah, this one, the working at the donation center is very like team friendly, and it is very, very family oriented. In fact, one of the coworkers here or at the place is a mother, so she's used to the whole family oriented stuff. I think I can turn this off. I'll keep it like this. And yeah, it was fun. Granted, there was like a lot of heavy stuff, so there wasn't much for me to do, because I'm frail as fuck. But overall, it was pretty nice, you know. with this, you can have like little mini breaks. So like because it's not a case of like every second someone's donating. Like I've gone of like 10 minutes without having a donation. So I was just like taking like little mini breaks, and it's been fun. But with my new position, however, there is no mini breaks. There is no stop. It is constantly just go, go, go. And I don't like that. For reasons being, I am very emotional and I get like intimidated easily. Like, how it works, for some of you guys who don't know, like I mentioned before, you don't really want stains or like big holes in clothing. So if you see, the whole position, I'm a male's hanger, by the way, so I hang up male clothing. So the whole point of this job is to look for stains and holes and then toss them out. And then all the ones that look good, you hang them up and you put them up. You put the clothes on a hanger and you hang them up on like a little rack thing. And you have to apparently you have to do it within a certain amount of time. And sitting next to you is a big, wide, dark gray tub with wheels. Some of you guys who have been to like a cafeteria, like a government, I don't want to say a government official cafeteria, but like a very openly public cafeteria like you would find in like a school or a hospital. In some cases you have this big orange or big dark gray tub that could fit a 600-pound person in. I assume, given what I've seen on my 600-pound life, people like those could easily fit in them. This isn't me fat shaming. This is just me making a comparison. I don't want to get canceled already over some stupid joke, over someone stupid who can't take a joke. This is just me making a comparison, not fat shaming anyone. So with that, it is big. It is about as tall as I am. I'm like 6'5", and it goes up to like my side here. Or I'm 6'4", I recently learned. And it goes up to like my waist. Like it's one of those tubs. And every now and then, since I am men's clothing, people will throw clothes into the tub for me to take out, inspect to see. And I have to do this like pretty freaking quick. Like, and I am a very slow learner. Like, I feel like I learn pretty quick if I'm working with other people outside of video games. Like, I'm a slow learner outside of video games, but I'm a pretty quick learner inside video games. Like, if I play video games, I'm a pretty quick learner. But other than that, yeah. And it's too much for me because the clothes can, like, after a while, like, adding onto the tub that's already up to my waist, the tower would get bigger and bigger up to the point where it's about as tall as I am, and like I can't even look over and be like, huh, there are people over there. Another thing that kind of bothers me about this job is like, it's very, like, I stand up a lot, which means my back hurts because no one really taught me safety precautions on how to make your body feel safer and painless. So I mean, it's like every now and then. Like, I've had one good day of I work 4 days a week, Tuesday to Friday, and for 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks that I have worked in that position, I have only had one good day where I was like, oh, it's not that bad. My back feels fine. Granted, I did get it. It did hurt a little bit, but it was fine after a while. So yeah, one good day of the like 12 or 14 days I've been working there in that position. Another thing is that I constantly get bombarded with, hey, you gotta be faster, you gotta be faster. No, I can't do that because it's too much. It is way too much for me to manage. And the thing about this was I was working in the donation center, and I clock in one day, and they go, oh, we moved you. Excuse me? Yeah, we moved you. You're in the back now. Great. No one told me this. No forewarning. It was just the day I clock in, they go, we moved you. Oh, fantastic. No one told me this. And why would they? They want me to suffer over here It is so bad. But I can't complain. I'm getting paid at the end of the day. I'm doing work. I'm working. That's all that matters. I'm working. I have less hours. I'm working 3 hours a day for 4 days. Every 2 weeks, I get paid, which means I'm working, and it's like $15 an hour, which means I'm being paid $360 every 2 weeks, which isn't bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. I think I'm making 15 an hour, maybe less, maybe more. Who knows? And yeah, what's worse is I'm surrounded by people who are better at their jobs than I am. Although everyone's better than me, honestly. But yeah. If there's one thing I can take away from this is don't be like me. Don't be discouraged by every little thing that happens. I'm the prime example as to what not to do or what not to be. Yeah, with that being said, hopefully there's nothing I missed. And hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Leave a comment down below of your job experiences. Have you worked at a thrift store? If you have, let me know what you thought about working there. Was it okay? Was it the best job you've had? Is it the worst job you've had? Personally for me, I feel like after I got switched from the donation center to the production area, this is the worst job I have had. And this is coming from a guy who almost passed out on his first job ever. But that was fun. This one is not. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm being ungrateful. I know of it. But this is just my thoughts. Let me be ungrateful because I'm pretty sure... Because even though I know for a fact that there are probably worse jobs out there, at this point in time, this is the worst job I have ever had. And I'm not going to complain, and I'm not going to quit, because if I quit, then I have to apply for another fucking job. And that's the last thing I want to do. And if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to catch up on all of my videos. And if you do subscribe, hit that bell notification to be notified as to when I upload, because I do not have a schedule. And if you do want to help out this channel even more, first of all, I would really appreciate it if you share this video with your friends. And yeah, with that being said, Losing Manic out.